Hi everybody, Paul here from Hill Country Rings, and today we're going to be stabilizing some wood from the bleachers of Norte Dame. Yep, this is wood from the Norte Dame Stadium. So let's go get this ready to make some rings. Let's go in the shop. Norte Dame Stadium was actually built in 1930 and was designed by Newt Rockne. And in 2017, a company called Hussey, I believe, replaced all the wood bleachers, and this is one of those bleacher seats. So we've got evidently seat 25 and 26. So our board goes from seat 25 26. I couldn't tell you what row it's from. Looks to be good. I believe this is redwood. So we're going to go ahead and cut this up and make some ring blanks out of it and then stabilize it in the resin. So let's go ahead and get this guy cut up. All right, we cut it in little 1.5 by 1.5 pieces, and about a 1/2 inch thick, a little thicker than that. But gonna go ahead and put them in the resin, on the resin, and then we're gonna weigh them down, and then we're gonna put them in the vacuum chamber and suck all the air out. And these are really light. Actually, I'm gonna take one and weigh it before and after we stabilize it. So I'll go ahead and do that, and then I'll get these guys all in here and weigh them all down. All right, we're gonna go ahead and weigh this little guy here. It looks like he's 9 grams. So we're gonna go ahead and mark him as 9 grams, and then we'll see what he weighs when he comes out of the resin once he's stabilized and cured. We're gonna add some of the resin to make sure everybody is under the resin, completely under the resin. And then we put them on the vacuum chamber. All right, everybody's nice and cozy in the vacuum chamber. We put on our lid, and it's very important to have a vacuum chamber with a glass lid, and I'll show you a picture of why. What happens if you don't have a glass lid, if you're using one of these cheaper vacuum chambers that has like a plastic lid. So we got them in there. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the vacuum pump, and then we'll close the valve and bring it up to vacuum. You notice when I'm turning on the vacuum, I turn it on really slowly. I close the valve really slowly because I don't want the resin to just boil over. If you bring up that vacuum too quick, then all the air comes out of the wood all at once, and it'll just make that resin boil over and just make a big mess. So I'm trying to kind of keep it up, kind of let it come up to just a slow bubbling and nice steady bubbling. All right, we let it sit in the vacuum overnight, and that's one good thing about a good vacuum chamber is I turned off the pump, closed the valves, turned off the pump, and left it, and it is still at the same vacuum. This thing holds a vacuum forever. So that's another good thing about having a good quality vacuum chamber. And still got our little guys in there. There's no more bubbling. He had stopped bubbling last night. So we'll go ahead and turn off. We'll open up the valve and let the air in. And what that will do is it will force that resin into the wood. So it'll take the place of all that air that was in the wood. So we're going to let this sit for a couple hours. There's no rush. I mean, it's the longer you take, the better results you get. So we'll come back in a couple of hours, and then we'll go ahead and stabilize it in the little oven. All right, so that wood has been sitting under the resin for all day, several hours. So we're going to go ahead and lift off the weights and get it ready to stabilize, get it ready to cure. Now you notice, which is really cool, is this stuff was really floaty when I put it in, and now you see it sinks. So that just tells you it has absorbed a lot of that resin. So let's go ahead and put this wood on the cookie sheet and get them ready for stabilization. All right, let's put these guys in here and get them going. Right about 200 is what we want to shoot for. All right, we just leave them in there for about an hour, and the heat kind of cures the resin. All right, it's time to get out the cookies. And ooh, they really kind of boiled out on this side, but that's okay. So bringing them in, let them cool off, and check them out. All right, we let them cool off, got a lot of the stabilizing resin off of them, and they're all looking pretty good. Didn't have any cracks, so that's good. This guy that was 9 grams, remember we weighed him before we put him in the resin. I'm going ahead and turn on my scale here. We will reweigh him. He's at 0. And he is now at 22.4 grams. So he has almost tripled his weight. Let's say he's doubled his weight and a little more with the resin in him. And it's basically just been pulled into the pores of the wood to strengthen and stabilize it. And that'll make a stronger ring and a better looking ring. All right, I can't wait to see what that Norte Dame wood's going to look like in a ring. I did just sand one edge of one of the pieces just to see, and it does look pretty nice. I think it's going to be very, very nice whenever it's completely smooth and buffed up and finished. It's going to be a really nice ring. So if you'd like a ring made from Norte Dame wood, from Lambeau Field, from the deck of a battleship, the stock of an M1 Garand, other custom rings made from the legacy and heritage woods, or if you have wood that you'd like to send me that I can make a ring for you, I'd love to do it. I do a lot of custom work. I'd love to make a ring for you. Check out my site, hillcountryrings.com. Thanks everybody.